Hello, now then, welcome back. This is episode 16 of my Timberborn Folktales playthrough. This is a series called Beaverdome. Today, we probably won't have a very long episode as it's this is one of the hottest days of the actual year so far, and I'm not entirely sure the computer will last. However, that useless information aside, today we're going to try and finish off, or at least get a bit more built in this Earth Recultivator, as we can see down here. We are going to fix some of the supply issues with the planks that was quite low on last time. And this area up here, once that metal goes, is going to be more of a fun zone 2. So we're going to get the beavers up here. Some more dance halls and agoras and all sorts of fancy jazz. Just to keep the beavers something to do, because there's quite a few that are currently unemployed as the bots are slowly but surely taking over. So, without further ado, let's get the beavers running around. And since it's the middle of the night, we'll not get them to do too much, although the builder bots here seem to be working through the night. We are doing fairly okay, I guess, with these. We increased the capacity of all of the production of the raw materials down here quite substantially last time, so there's obviously now more of these and these. But the planks on the left, the ones that are hurting us the most. So these are being used pretty much everywhere else. So the gears and everything else that this great big monstrosity here is going to need. So what we are also up against is, thank you, if we zoom down through the map here, we have this. And this was supposed to be, although it isn't, our final masterpiece for getting unlimited power. And we're run out, but we're very close to the sun in some instances here. There's a few more bits and pieces we can throw in, but we've not got unlimited power. And there's probably not too much I can do to increase that there. We could put in some more down here, but we're gonna end up stuff here and a whole set of pain to fix this just to get them in here. So we'd lose a couple of gravity batteries, I think is the point, but we can't dig this way as we will end up encroaching to this area here, which we could technically fill. It was put in originally as part of what was the old riverbed that ran through here, but we'll see how we get on without adding extras. So let's get on with it. Start getting planking. Now we are going to have to move these somewhere else, I think. Need to be a bit more efficient. We could get some more builders in too, but I don't think we need to bother too much. Let's give them something else to do. As I would like to clear this area up, so let's make the problem worse before it gets better. And I think what we can do is just, I guess, move them here. Probably is a better place as any. So we just took out a lot of builders and a hauling post, although we've got these in here now, so we're not hurting too much there. But I will get the builders sorted in here now. What's the most efficient way to do this? I guess we can just do this. It's as good as any. Bring it up there. With any luck, they should be able to get that built fairly quickly. And for that hauling post we ripped out, we will just chuck that in here. So those beavers that were in here are now currently unemployed, which should mean that they get some more of the benefits from over here. So if we just take a quick look at that. Food we pretty much covered on. We added some rooftop terrace up there where the carousels are, which didn't seem to be working too well, to be fair. I'm not entirely sure why. Maybe there's nothing over here to entice them, but they are connected, so they should work, but they don't look to have had anyone in them. We'll see, I guess. So let's tidy up some of these pots, I think. Let's just take that out. Complain for a moment. I will fix that a second. Connect that back up there. So that gives us all this extra space here to do something a bit. Let's see. And if we were that desperate for an extra space, we could just take out this corner and stick another one of these in. But we don't need them there. Else. So yeah, we're okay. Good. They're getting built. A lot of the unemployed are going back there. Bio beavers, which is fine. Right. Let's greenify this area. Was what we've got left here. 110. So they'll be gone very shortly. It's the best way to get a bit of greenery up here. It's going to be a fluid dump. 100% a fluid dump. But the question is where? Don't think it's any decent place. They could have put it underneath here, I suppose, but it's a bit too late now. So let's just chuck this in, I think. And that won't take long till it's empty, so we can get rid of pretty much these scavenger flags here. And the mines should be keeping us going. Let's just keep the extra beavers going into here. In fact, let's just fill that. That probably is taking them out of here. Here. But the bio beavers can help out with that. And they should be helping out with the hauling as well, which they are. Tell you what. Let's max these out. Good. That is that empty then. So goodbye to that one and goodbye to that one. I'm guessing. Sure what you're doing. Maybe you'll tell me you've got nothing else to do tomorrow. Ah, good. Load them in. Let's kaboom those. Let's see. Do it that way, I think. Get the fluid dump in. And I will leave this area free because I want to put a forestry in. Because I want to do something like I've done down here with just putting these plants in randomly. Plants, trees. Putting these trees in randomly. So that will allow us to look a little bit nicer. Short term, let's just chuck that in there. And we need to get some more of these. Let's just see where we're short. That's quite short. Finished. Scarecrows, I don't think they're coming. We could max them out, I suppose, but don't see the need. Campfires, contemplation spots, chorus and dance hall. So let's see where we can squeeze those in. So we are quite short of campfires. There's only 2 down. So I think let's set those in now randomly. Again, I want to make this like a bit of a little forest retreat area kind of thing for them. And then get this in. Hook that straight to there, I think. It was dance hall I wanted. Let's just put that there, I guess. Good as any. Let's lay in some weaving paths around here. Should do quite nicely there. We can squeeze some to do there. It's fine. This is literally totally pointless, but don't want to put that there. So what I will put here is a little pot of the old jungle juice for this thing. So we want that to obtain. So they should be able to get to all of these. I've put them in the right places. That's good. We have greenified pretty much the whole area, which is exactly what we wanted. That'll take a while to get built. That's going to suck a lot of bits and pieces out of our stash of materials here, but it's probably worth it to be above this, which is set as a low priority anyway. If it helps the well-being. So while we're waiting for that, let's get the old forester in. About that, let's take that out. Flip that. Because I want to put another little bucket of water here. And I'll just keep everything here fed for the fluid dump. And again, this should just be marking smattering of random trees. I'm hoping it has the oak in the square there. It's not going to work, but whatever. One of each kind. Or some of each kind, anyway. And last time we did put in some bits and pieces for down here. It's a nice bench to look at the Fountain of Joy. So I think we could probably do something similar here. Quite what they're going to see, I'm not sure, but see this path here is going to help that out. So let's just get some dandelion planted there, I think. Let's put one there. Some put about as well, because why not? Once all these are planted, I'll just remove the. Yeah, once they're all planted, I will just rip out the planting area, and then these will just grow naturally, fill in the spaces as they should do, hopefully. So let's go back to here. What were we missing? Lanterns, shrubs, some lanterns in. Got the details to be okay. The so we've got, once they're finished, they should improve that quite nicely. Shrubs and lanterns, are they in decoration? Let's one out. Let's just check on where we can get them, I guess. Let's get that one in there. Have one in there. And put one on, I don't know, the corners, I guess. Where's that facing? Don't want that. We want to get that. So that they can at least see where they're going. There we go. Should give them some benefit as they're walking towards it. Let's also put one here. And I think also like some random benches to sit down on. So we have these here so that while they're waiting for the dance hall, I think. Also be looking at this giant monstrosity once it gets complete. And then we'll get that there so that someone can stare at the big oak. Still square. So, how are we doing here? So we're doing quite well on the treated planks. That's nearly done. We are a billion miles away on metal blocks. And gears. So, yikes. Okay, so hopefully they can get to all of this. Look, should be okay. Is it just that they can or don't want? I mean, to be fair, they come over here, so don't know if there's just something that they don't like about these rooftop terrace. I'm not sure. That's us down below, if you know, I suppose. And let's just encourage them to come this way. I'm putting these in. So that's those. We did put in some more sewing facilities here for them last time. Should be for what they need. So do we have everything planted? I think we do. So let's just get rid of all of this. And they should go wild at this point. With any luck. Get that sorted. That doesn't need anything, so that should be okay. They can get across here on the zip line, which is perfect. Let's see if anyone uses this. It's night time. Do they just not have time to come to? I'm not so sure on. Seemingly not. Oh, they're just too excited by this. I'm not sure. Maybe it's this. And it's possibly is that these are more exciting than these. I don't know. So the other one was roofs. So let's see what we can do with it, I think. Don't think we need to do too much more with beaver expansion, but I will leave these two free here so we can fill up if we need to. Let's get on here. I think squeeze them in. Oh, it's miles away. Miles away. I'm going to turn that one that way just for funsies. And I think we have roofs covered pretty much everywhere else. That covers all of those. Probably missing some in there. I think they should cover them. So hopefully that should improve the scores down here, but we'll see what that does. Maybe they're not working enough hours or working too many hours. Not enough time for the fun. Not sure. I would have expected these numbers to be a lot higher than that, to be fair. It doesn't seem to want to play out that way. Aha, but now. Let's go to that. So, we'll leave them to get used to that, I think. let's see. So how's that done for our planking needs? It has barely helped. Okay, so what that means, let's put in a couple more. I know there is a ratio for these, for the number of plank versus gears, but I don't know what it is. So I'll go with Old Faithful of just lay them down. See what shakes loose. Yeah, so we still have plenty of beavers. That's okay. Spares. I think pretty much full of the old bots as well. So I think the next step for them was to get them up here, but I may have converted these already. It's a bit like it. Okay, so I've got nothing to do as we're full completely to the brim on bad water. Oh yeah, we did change chestnuts last time, so we planted all of these last time. So some of these should go up. I mean, it's not really impacting our finished goods. But it's always nice to make sure there's enough stock. So they should come up nicely. What I did notice last time is we did run out of water. So what I'm thinking of doing is blasting some of this out. Now some of this is covered underneath here, and I don't particularly want to get anyone down here to do that. So I'm just going to leave this area up here as the level it is. But what we can do is blast this down. Or at least down to this level. I don't particularly want to change anything particularly from terms of these and ripping all this out. And I don't think it'll matter too much, but it's going to be quite painful to get down here, especially as I don't have any other easy way of doing it. One thing to be careful of here is we do have this floating area here. So I didn't build the corner. So if we were to blast this out, we would cause absolute devastation. So we should be safe here. We should be safe here. It says. But I think we are. But if not, we are going to make a very interesting mistake, which will probably cause quite a bit of issues. At least in the short term. As once this drains, it won't be a problem. But we should be happily able to dig all of that out. How deep is it? Actually. Ooh, okay. That would be a large mistake. So just not take anything out. So we're not going to get too much out of this, or well, get something out of it, but we're not going to gain massive amounts of extra storage. Don't think we need to worry too much about it. But that should, hopefully, in theory, level everything off. That is definitely 3. 2s. And these will need to go down 1. I hope. Find out soon. Just need to think of a way to get them down here. We could cheese it with some construction bridges, I suppose. Might not be too bad of an idea. But they should be able to get most of this in without too much fuss. They can get around to pretty much all of it. That's just that. One's in. And then if we get a decent stretch down, so can they go incoming? So actually it's probably not the ideal time to do this, but yeah. Because that's underneath. We could probably make this a bit easier to get some to get down out here. Get the haulers to sort that out for us, I think. It shouldn't take too long. And if we can't reach any of these, we'll just take them out. So, that's it. We have a nice perimeter in. Pray that this doesn't break anything. It didn't. Bit of splashback, but that's fine. Nicely around the edge there. And should mean we can just quick chuck on some of those and some of those. And leave this very much alone. Let's see if we can't do some wacky, insane staircase down onto this. Consume a hell of a lot of planks. But it should do what we need it to do. Get those kaboomed. Good. No leakage. And is that a one? Quite. So just get these chucked in here, and we'll have to do the same again here. That should get us down here at least. Hideously ugly paths, I know, but that should be able to get all of this done at least. And then that's 2, so let's just that. Give it that, and get more stairs. And lay this dynamite. That should keep pretty much everyone occupied for now. And we'll sort that out, I think, probably when the... well, it's not going to be done before the bad tide. The drought is here anyway. So we'll just probably leave this as is. There's not a lot of point blasting it out unless they lay all this dynamite for then. And it's not going to get full by that point. Anyway, let's go back over here, see how far we're getting on. Ah, so we're journeying through this bad boy. So look at how much is in here. So gears, not looking too hot on storage, but there's a lot in here, so that's perfect. Metal blocks, still looking terrible. Scrap is going down, but we should have enough in here. So that should be a supply prioritized by the haulers. get that to wherever it needs to go. We have 3 spare beavers, so I think a good idea is to get some haulers in. Can we definitely squeeze 1 in here, maybe 2. But let's have a go. So how high is that? Way too big. That's that size. So let's just... Let's get that in. And then I think we might just blast all of this down. So get more kablam for our buck here. So let's just play these in. Get 1 there. So once those paths are in, oh, these same paths, these are in. This will not help our plank situation in the slightest, but I'm willing to make that sacrifice. Just put this in, and guess we're doing it that way. There we go. And tag that up. That should mean we can get all of this blasted out. Not too much of a hardship. Hope those are 2s. Yes, they are. Good. So blasting out a bit more than we actually need to take out, but it's not much of an issue for us. Let's see what's going over here. Oh, they've got a good deal started. Let's take these out. No leaks, which is perfect. So yeah, work on that. So metal was a problem, wasn't it? So how are we doing for actual power? Gonna go through these. So last time we added more gravity batteries here. The original thought was this would last for 5 days. Oh, this side lasted about 5 days, which it did. I don't see it lasting that long now. Could look to increase some of the wind farm. Ability to get some extra in to boost the charging capacity of this, especially seeing as the tunnel down here is now dry. Down here. Question is, where do we put all of, because we could do a nice little flat area, I think, to do all this. Might be easy just to shift all this, cut all this out here. And then we can just run it all straight in. But quite a bit of dynamiting we're going to have to do that. So we have plenty of the stuff. Icon extract. Plenty of biofuel. Plenty. Yeah, I think going to... Yeah, we're going to clear it out. I'll leave the little tower here for this. I'll just leave it as a cutout. I have to work around it. Is this a 3? Okay, so this should be a little easier for us then. If we just say goodbye to all of this. We'll leave this as our little tower of power. We only need once for this. So that's an overhang. Down here. I'm not going to be too concerned with that bit. I'll just leave that alone. And then we'll move all these out of the way somewhere else. Where, I'm not sure. But we'll see. Okay, so this is done. So let's kaboom these and kaboom these. should have a nice little area here for holding posts. So we have put into, and this can all be bots. So that should absorb those 8. We could move some of the builders over, to be fair, but I think those in here I think will be fine. So planks are hovering at decent-ish level. To be fair, we're in the positive. We're not hitting 0 numbers on them, so I think this is just about breaking even, as long as it's turned on. Should be able to get all of this laid, but just this. Yeah, going to spend probably most of the time laying all of that. We probably could do with so much there for the bots to charge it with there. State of that. So let's just rip that out. And get fire. Now, we could look to improve bot efficiency by looking at catalyst and punch cards. It will be, I guess, to our advantage to get them to run around a bit faster, especially if they're going to be doing some hauling for us. So we've only got the one thing at the minute, so we could look to stick some of them out. And they don't need power, so get those in somewhere. I don't know which one they are under. Yeah. Yeah. So let's just get those in. Let's get and I'm probably going to chew through that, so do that as well. And I think these more planks for no reason whatsoever, but put that in there. We can put a supply tank in, I think, would be ideal for us. Bigger one in. Could do that, but then we cut off access through here, which I don't particularly want to do just yet. I don't want to build anything on there. Let's do that. It's as good as any. And then that could be catalyst. Once that's built, we can get that hold by whoever, bots or beavers, and then put them strategically about where they're pretty much stress going to be. So round up here, probably around here somewhere, we're squeezing a small tank. That, or they'll just drink it instantly out of this thing. One of the two. So yeah, going down quite a bit. It's a bit concerning. We could look to reduce the working hours for bio beavers, to be fair, but there are a lot to bots. Although saying that, we do have quite a few, so why not? Let's give them a 12-hour day. Generous. And that should be either, so let's get started. I think we're going to need to look at getting these prioritized by haulers there. So let's have a look. They're privatized. Explosive factory. Don't think too much about those. Yes. Let's get them on. Grills. Don't worry about that. I think they're run by beavers still, which is fine. Jack Black. Okay. Smelters. Anyway, there's a bot. Not prioritized. Fine. Or the lumberjack. Post. Worry about that. They are prioritized. Fine. They're prioritized. Don't care about those. I think that's set. So hopefully that industry will fix soon. The logs holding steady, so that's okay. Like good to go up here, so let's kaboom this. Good. So now we should be shallow enough to not cause any height issues with these. This should be a 2, I believe. It is. And once again, just take all this out. I will just use this as an area to get as many windmills in as possible. Again, that's probably going to chew through a lot of extract, but we'll make a bit of bad water anyway. So we've got an absolute bucket of it here. That's fine. That's now done. These are all. Yeah, we're getting on with this. Slowly. Just about finished on the treated planks. They'll probably shoot up afterwards. Don't be needing those again. Bits and pieces are starting to grow, so we have some weeds, which is nice. The berry bushes are going to make berries that we're not going to collect. But the trees should come up fairly nicely. Good. Out that way. So, got 3 days left of drought, so that should cover us for what we need. Yeah, out of juice. That got us. That was whatever we've done to get those boosted. Ideal. So that's given them more time, I guess, to use some of these facilities. However, these windmills here are probably going to need quite a bit of work to get these in for us to actually have any benefit from them. Do cat until they've finished all of this. So these are online. That's going to drink a lot of maple syrup and extract. I think we'll be okay. Can always build more tanks. So let's just have a look. We've got a boost elsewhere. So yeah, it looks like we have the lantern. So I guess the areas. That's perfect. Campfires. Contemplation spot still low. And still not getting around to the detailer, which is weird. There are 4 other things. Well, we'll see. What I will do is I'll pause these for now. See if they can boost some more of that. If these start getting used, then I may jig this up here. Just to run in the power a bit efficiently. Maybe make it a bit more obvious that they should be using these first and then having fun in those. But let's see. So now we're okay with bottoms, but I don't really want to stop production of these yet. I think we might terribly low power. Just pause that. Will make absolutely no difference whatsoever, but see how that goes. And we could put more gravity batteries in, but to fit them up here, we'd need to channel all of this out. I don't want to play with any of this here, so we could expand out this way and just keep things at a certain level and dig some more out if we wanted to. I'm sure that's the best use of the beaver's time to prepare. Along nicely. Is all this laid in? It is. So let's fix these bits down here. So we're going to need to see under the water to doubles. I really should have left that in. Never mind. Let's just do this. Should have paid more attention. But once that's in, sure. Can we lay the dynamite underneath that? I don't think we can. Okay, worth a shot. Are we out of planks? Yeah. Yeah. So why are you out of planks? Well, you're probably out of planks because there's no power. This is haulers ain't gonna help us. You should definitely be a beaver bot. As should you. Yeah, okay. So that is getting drunk as fast as it can be made. Is this done? It looks like it, so kaboom these. Lovely. Okay. So let's see where we can get windmills in. Got to do these somewhat. That will be all she wrote for that, I think. Could maybe do something funky up here with this. How would we get down there, though? Therein lies the problem. I think we will just go with that for now. It would be nice to align these properly, but I'm not going to do that. Get these wired in. Should should be able to build all of that. And then we'll just connect together. And then to get them into here, not going to be particularly efficient, but I'm going to run that in. I don't think that'll trap any beaver. There's technically a way around all of that. I'm going to need to get into here, which is now a problem. The drought is almost... Any of this redundant? Tell you what we'll do. Dangerous. Then take that out. And we should be able to play all of this now. They are going to get stuck with that. So I think the only thing that will really affect up here is gristmill, which I think should be okay without power for the time being. Yeah, we'll just need to leave it to it, really. So what I am going to do is, because power generation is important, I am going to pause this. We have got all the treated planks in there, which is perfect. I think we've got enough paper to do this. Put all that in, as I thought. So gears and planks. So in theory, with that turned off, all of the planks, gears and whatnot now should be building up, because they shouldn't be going anywhere other than up here. Not any power. Slowly climbing, so I think we've got the water coming out of here. Yeah, so we should. Yeah, so we've just broken even on all of that, so that's perfect. Let's see, is there a better way to do this? Probably. Do that instead. What's it? Power. Let's just do that. They should be able to get around everything, actually. With that, should be able to get this back in. Just... Oh. Does it matter? Maybe not. So... Yeah, we're not really making too much of a dent there. So, let's make the probably very unwise decision to pause this. As I want windmills in. We have some flooding, which always happens. Standard. Hasn't quite reached over here, but just a surge from this. Now that we've got water flowing, I guess we'll now take this out, put in our last double. Here. That so we can blow this bad boy up. Also say more of that and more of that. To come in and do this. Lovely. So, seeing as that was the last one in, it could be the first one to explode. Detonate all that. Glorious. Get rid of that one. And hopefully not break anything down here. What? Oh yeah. I guess we need to build down further. So with that, get this in. Quite. If we put a platform in, they could walk on top of it to get and play it. So that's 6. There's nothing really in it, is there? I can lay something off the stairs, which is fine. Get that sorted. So with any luck, we will have enough water in here. No longer too much of a problem. We possibly short anyway, but keep steady. We're nearly getting some more chestnuts in, which is perfect. We are starting to see some benefit of pausing the bots. Not much, some. Once these go in, should reconnect at least to these. And then should be able to get to all of this, I believe. Not saying they can't. It's just thanks as ever. Yeah, so probably our hauling capacity, so let's just put that in. Probably should put some of these over for bots as well, so we can get some stuff constructed during the night. And then once these are all in, we'll just connect this one up. So we need to get into here. So I guess just prioritize this one. All of these are built anyway. That's a problem. And once that one's finished, we should be able to then just connect the power up to this and not worry about it. And the last thing to do will be to connect them together. What we probably should have done is run power underneath these, but we didn't. So this one is nearly done. Needs hitting with a hammer. Please. Thank you. And then just... They should be able to build that, and they should be able to build that if they can. Then... Too concerned with those, to be fair. Great way to get up in here, to be honest. These should be kicking out a fair decent amount of power on their own. So there's 2,000 in there. This is connected to the main grid, which is obviously very well. Oh, we are. Got catalyst. Okay, that's good. Do we need sparkly planks for bots? No. So, I think we safely put us a couple of these. I've got one. That should stop some of the pain of hemorrhaging on the planks there. I don't think there's anything. Yeah, these all done now. Okay, so let's just take that out then and run in. Final connection there. Let's see, get some. Get 2 more in at least. Not sure if it fit in there, to be honest. But they would. Well, okay. That's about as much as she'll get out of there, I think. Just to say that more important. So I'll connect everything back together. They're just 2 little bonus extras. Right, so where were we? Gears are going up. Blocks are looking good. They're flying up, in fact. It's the block we need, so probably safe forces. The treat planks went in here, but it's full anyway. Okay. They're having used somewhere. Okay. In there. It's fine. Let's just unpause that. And power reconnected down here. These can go back on, not that they'll work. He's back on now. If we leave that off too long, we're going to lose the beavers. Or the beaver pots. I'll take that accurately. More to go here. Just tuning through everything. We've got those. So, it's finished. And hit the hammer, please. Please. I mean, feel free to. Yeah, thank you. So, we have the power. Supply has dropped off. Odd. 11,000 for. Right, fair enough. So we do still just about even, so slowly charging this up. Very slow. And I think for now, I've got done what we set out to do. So we do have this stuff, although it's very popular. Here, quite a few using the campfire, so I think numbers should be looking better. Need some more contemplation spots. Shrubs. So let's lay a load of contemplation spots, I think. Put them in the old, what will be a forest at some point. Contemplate on the tree here. As things grow up anyway. And they get built. Hopefully that hits that number for us and makes it higher. And shrubs. So where can shrubs? It's going to hit them all the time. So we really need to put it in here somewhere. It's going to give benefit. So I think sneak one in here. Sneak one in here. Sneak. Space. Really anywhere else. And then around this area. Stick a couple here, I guess. Bit of a incentive to walk down this way, I think. I'd say. Cunning plan. I mean, no one's ever going to walk this way, to be fair, but see this. Yeah, sure. Absolute devastating, but it should hopefully do. Kind of hideous, but possibly cheesing the mechanics slightly. But I think that'll do for now, and hope that increases the numbers. I guess you're supposed to put the scarecrows in here somehow, but it ain't in here unless we sneak. Can't reach it anyway. So yeah, I think that'll do for this episode. Computer's about to have a meltdown, so hopefully get everything sorted out before it does. Good. But again, thanks for watching. If you have any comments, please put them down below. Anything that hideously wrong, good to know. But again, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.